Hi, this is Erick Becker from Cummins White, and this is the first of our video series on new employment laws for California for the year 2021. This video is going to give you an overview of the three important new California laws that employers need to be aware of: the expansion of the California Family Rights Act, the requirement to give notice to employees if there is a COVID infection in the workplace, and expansion of rights of crime victims to leaves of absence. We will be providing three separate videos on going into detail on each of these areas. This video is just to give you an overview on each of these new laws. And of course, if you want more information, please look for our videos, and I'll give you some information at the end about where you can find them. So let's start by talking about the expansion of the California Family Rights Act. The CFRA is a law that's been applicable here in California for many years, but it used to only apply to employers that have 50 or more employees, similar to the federal law, the FMLA, which a lot of people are familiar with. So in California, it used to be, prior to January 1st, 2021, that if you had less than 50 employees, you did not need to comply with the provisions of the CFRA. However, as of January 1st, the CFRA will now apply if you have 5 or more employees. And that's 5 or more employees either here in California or 5 or more employees spread out throughout the country, so long as you have employees in California. What does that mean for smaller employers? Well, now you're going to have to grant employees 12 weeks of leave in certain situations: when they have a serious medical condition, when they want to care for their newborn, or when they want to care for a family member with a serious medical condition. So if you are an employer that is under 50 employees, you need to be mindful of compliance with the CFRA after January 1st. So eligible employees can take 12 weeks of unpaid leave in a rolling 12-month period for these various reasons: their own serious medical condition, to care for a family member with a serious medical condition, and to care for a newborn or newly adopted child during the first year after adoption or childbirth. Now, there are some additional changes to CFRA if you're an employer that previously had more than 50 employees. And that is an expanded definition of family member to include grandparents, grandchildren, and siblings. The CFRA previously only granted leave rights to care for family members like direct parents or children or spouse. So now employees will have additional rights to leave to care for those additional family members. Next, the legislature has adopted some rules regarding giving notice to employees when there is a situation of an infected individual or an individual subject to a quarantine order in the workplace. These new notice requirements go into effect on January 1st, and each employer must give written notice to all employees at the work site if a COVID positive individual was in the workplace. And that written notice has to be given within 1 business day. This new law also requires that you must give notice to the county public health department if an outbreak in your workplace occurs. And an outbreak is generally defined as having 3 or more COVID positive individuals having worked at your work site within a 14-day period. So if an outbreak occurs, the law now requires that you notify that public health department, and there are certain pieces of information that you have to provide. Again, more details on the notice requirements are included in our COVID notice video. This new law also states that California OSHA may shut down a workplace if they determine that there's an imminent hazard of COVID exposure at that work site. And there's a number of different factors that Cal OSHA would look at in that circumstance, to determine whether a work site would be shut down. The important thing for employers to remember is that the more steps you take to protect employees through training, through cleaning and sanitation, through enforcing the rules about social distancing and mask wearing, the less chance that Cal OSHA might step in and shut down the workplace. Finally, there is a new law that expands leave rights for victims of crime. It used to be that only those employees victims of domestic violence or stalking or some sort of sexual assault had leave rights. But now, under this new law, victims of any crime that results in physical or mental injury will be entitled to take leave for any court proceeding involving that criminal act, or to seek an injunction to protect themselves against the perpetrator of the crime. So these leave rights apply for all employers. There's also additional leave rights for employers with more than 25 employees. Under this crime victims leave law, if someone is victim of a crime with physical or mental injuries, they can take time off for mental counseling, to get medical treatment, to get involved with safety planning to protect themselves in the future, etc. Again, more information on these expanded crime victims leave rights are contained in our video on this particular new law. So, if you have any questions about new laws in California or anything specific about these three laws that we've covered, you can feel free to contact me either at my email address, which is below, or my phone number, which is below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Our additional videos can be found at our website, cwlawyers.com. If you look at the very top of our website, there is a menu bar that says articles and then videos. Click on the video link and it'll take you to our video page. Scroll down to labor and employment videos and you will find our new employment laws videos on CFRA expansion, COVID-19 notice, and crime victims leave. Thank you for stopping by. Again, if you have any questions about any of these new laws, please feel free to reach out to us. This is Erick Becker from Cummins White. Thank you very much.